Lights out here. Look at that work. The Ducati of Bagnaia is trying to... Bagnaia then pinched it. Ready. Yeah, Oliveira, that is, the Portuguese rider. What a fantastic start. But couldn't quite get the drag down into San Donato. Bagnaia then pinched it. Ready. Yeah, Oliveira, that already. Oh, I've thought about it there into fair stages. Fantastic start. Here we go, dropping down the hill through Casanova already. Oh, I've thought about it there. Underneath him on the RC16, under pressure from Zarco early on, no way through. Mia up the in. Portuguese man, Miguel Oliveira, 7th. New chassis underneath him on the RC16, under pressure from Made up a place. He's in 10th. They'd have made up a couple of places as well. Remember, he's got to try and make use of that to settle in the early stages. There's Marques. He made up a place. He's in 10th. They'd have made up a couple of places. Running for Zarco, he gathered it all back up. Lap one then about to be chalked off here in Ducati. He leads by almost half. And that would have just fired him out of the seat. Early warning for Zarco. He gathered it all back up. Lap one then about to lead. He's been passed by Rins. He's been passed by Aleix Espargaro, and he's now just one place. Quartararo with some slipstream. No, he can't. And has been bullied. He's been passed by Rins. He's been passed, but he goes down. Frank in Le Mans early on after a tangle with Paul Espargaro. This time around crashes out. He's perfectly okay. But he goes down. Frank in Le Mans early on. Down! He's down! Bagnaia has gone down! Bagnaia has blown it. SRT, but no point scoring possibility now. You think for Morbidelli. He's down! Bagnaia has... Bagnaia down and out on lap 2. The first mistake we've seen from Pecco Bagnaia. Second and destroyed factory yellow. Bagnaia down and out on lap 2. The first soul-destroying crash that for Quartararo in second place. He's down at Arrabbiata 2. Thankfully he's over. Versus France here now in Italy. Soul-destroying crash that for Quartararo in second place. He slipstream, he fires in the fastest lap of the race as well, 46. Nakagami getting aggressive there. Back through. Catch your breath in Mogello. Bastianini out before the start of the race. Leads with the slipstream, he fires in the fastest lap of the race as well, 46. Nakagami. There was not a lot of room and get his head down and break away from Zarco. Yeah, Zarco then trying to get back through. Catch your breath in Mogello. Bastianini out before the start of the race. Miller, Rins, Mir, Aleix Espargaro and Brad Binder to fight back in the latter stage. That's brilliant. There was not a lot of room and get his head down and break away from Zarco. The fact that a few riders have crashed up ahead of him. Yeah, and Valentino Rossi, a humbling home Grand Prix. Third, ahead of Miller, Rins, Mir, Aleix Espargaro and Brad Binder to fight back. Going to be able to slipstream, splits away on that Ducati, and Zarco again with the... Despite the fact that a few riders have crashed up ahead of him. Yeah, and Valentino Rossi, a humbling settled Quartararo, but he strikes back into 3. That's fantastic to bite straight back in the first. The Suzukis aren't going to be able to slipstream, splits away on that Ducati, and Zarco exploit the strengths of the Yamaha. It's agile, it's got the agility, the manoeuvrability to work by Zarco. Really unsettled Quartararo, but he strikes back into 3. That's fantastic to bite straight. Is Alex Bagnaia. So what happened then pre-race? An incident involving moves to exploit the strengths of the Yamaha. It's agile, it's got the agility, the on the exit of Arrabbiata 1. Watch this as he's tipping it in. More margins. This is Alex Bagnaia. So what happened then pre-race? An inch closer. They can't find a way past on the start-finish straight past Jack Miller, but they've got the speed here. On the curb, on the exit of Arrabbiata 1. Watch this as he's tipping it in. More margin, distance between himself and to take the lead back. Quartararo's got his head down here. He's in the out. He's getting closer. They can't find a way past on the start-finish straight past Jack Miller, but in the background there, Brad Binder has got past Aleix Espargaro over Domenicali. Stefano Domenicali was able to put enough distance between himself and to take the lead back. Quartararo's got his head down. No idea what happened with Enea Bastianini on the warm-up. Can you enlighten us at all?
I didn't see it, guys.
Back of the Frenchman. In the background there, Brad Binder has got past Aleix Espargaro over Domenicali. Turn 11 on his teammate remains in front. He goes up into 5th. Good stuff from the world champion. We have got no idea what happened with Enea Bastianini on the warm-up. Can you enlighten us at all?
I did.
He knows that was a golden chance that slipped through his grasp. As Steve said, how costly could that be in the final? And Mir at turn 11 on his teammate remains in front. He goes up into 5th. Good. The Ducatis and the Suzukis and Rins here going back past Joan Mir. For Pecco Bagnaia, he knows that was a golden chance that slipped through his grasp. As Steve said, how costly could that be? Marques in 29 and 3/4 of a second away in 4th place. So we know the difference between the Ducatis and the Suzukis and Rins here going back past to the 46ers again. Yeah, that's back-to-back for him and Zarco. Here he comes. Yosa on the Honda of Marques in 29 and 3/4 of a second away in 4th place. Bang on the money. That could have been a lot worse. Quartararo into the 46ers. Again, yeah, that's back-to-back for him and Zarco. He's now thought about in that 1,141 metre start-finish straight. This absolutely bang on the money. That could have been a lot worse. He had to do that, but the big problem he's got now. You need 4th, 5th, 6th, no problem behind him. Alex Rins now thought about in that 1,141 metre start. Alex Rins, you're doing all that hard work for the rest of the lap, and then it's just free time. That's great from Alex Rins. He had to do that, but the big problem he's got now. You need 4th, 5th, 6th, 8/10 ahead of Zarco. Spargaro are closing. Joan Mir's been experienced when you're Alex Rins, you're doing all that hard work for the rest of the lap, and then it's just free. Ducati, he's in 9th place. He's a couple of seconds. Jack Miller's Ducati. Miller, though, he's now up to 8/10 ahead of Zarco. Spargaro are closing towards the hairpin. Corantayo, and look at Binder now. He's right on them and bidding job on the Pramac Ducati. He's in 9th place. He's a couple of seconds. Jack Miller's Ducati. Mir, although is he? He's running that tighter line. That's the better. Nothing Rins can do, absolutely powerless. Simon, your thoughts are?
On paper, I saw you...
Corantayo, and look at Binder now. He's right on them, and Binder, but he holds on.
To try and stay with Jack, they can't flow and keep that tyre good. They got to...
Mir, although is he? He's running that tighter line. That's the better turning and the better edge.
That's what I'm seeing at the moment.
Coming on the start-finish straight. Mir's seen that. That was clever by... Absolutely powerless. Simon, your thoughts are?
On paper, I saw yesterday,
Try and put that gap now. Mir's going for it as well. Mir had to do it. Binder is also capitalised.
Stay with Jack, they can't flow and keep that tyre good. They got to... And if they keep...
Well, it was a hard move by Mir. It had to be. It pushed Miller way wide, and that allowed Binder coming through. Coming on the start-finish straight. Mir's seen that. That was clever by Alex Rins. Get him early, ugly late for Fabio Quartararo at the moment. His fastest lap of the race, a 40 gap now. Mir's going for it as well. Mir had to do it. Binder is also capitalised. He's gone through from Joan Mir, the world champion. Now then, Alex Rins over. Likewise, Alex Rins by Mir. It had to be. It pushed Miller way wide, and that allowed Binder coming through in 26s. He had a couple of low 147 flats, and then hammer down again from Quartararo late for Fabio Quartararo at the moment. His fastest lap of the race, a 46 pointing chances, unfortunate. The Repsol Honda of Spargaro, but this is a battle he doesn't want to be in. World champion. Now then, Alex Rins over. Likewise, Alex Rins. Zarco up to 15th. He's just taken that spot from the run. 1.3 seconds slower than low 147 flats, and then hammer down again from Quartararo. But clear then. A very difficult Italian Grand Prix. Stunning start to the weekend from Marini on Friday. Was hoping at the Repsol Honda of Spargaro, but this is a battle he doesn't want to be in. It's for 11 or 6/10 quickly. Rightly pointed out, they had the speed, but they had a big Ducati in that. He's just taken that spot from the run. 1.3 seconds slower than Quartararo, back in 18th and 19th at the moment. Now he tagged Italian Grand Prix. Stunning start to the weekend from Marini on Friday. Was hoping for a pretty back with. Oh, Franco Morbidelli. How on earth did he avoid that fall? Quickly, rightly pointed out, they had the speed, but they had a big Ducati in their way, and that is Grand Prix. Suzuki riders, Rins and Mir, are closing. 19th at the moment. Now he tagged Quartararo's physical blow-up in Jerez, and he looks brilliant right. Oh, Franco Morbidelli. How on earth did he avoid that falling? Morbidelli dumped in the corner. And again, another 10th or 2 taken out here as Joan Mir challenges. Suzuki riders, Rins and Mir, are closing. Just in the background, Rins just got a wheelie over the crest, and that's what cost him a bit of driving. We just had to roll out of its physical blow-up in Jerez, and he looks brilliant right now. He's over 2. And Alex Rins. Got to be careful on to Zarco and Oliveira, but if they carry on rough. And again, another 10th or 2 taken out here as Joan Mir challenges his team. Rins just got Oliveira ahead of him. This man, Fabio Quartararo, well on his way to He's lapping. Here, though, 2 Suzuki men. Yeah, neither will want to lose this fight. Joan Mir and Alex. And then it's Spargaro and Valentino Rossi in 15th. You know, it's all ifs, buts. That's going to disrupt their rhythm, and it will comp so he can reel in Zarco and Oliveira ahead of him. This time out, this could have been potentially here. The postcard surroundings of the Tuscany 9th.
found themselves in the wrong positions on the grid.
And what will really give shot device, because
Lapping as good as the guys in second and third. And then it's Espargaro and Valentin.
in close quarter combat right at the beginning of this race, because since that point, well, nobody has seen. We had our rare flag to flag in Le Mans last time out. This could have been potentially here. 3 seconds. Mir was much quicker.
Joan Mir is much quicker than Quartararo.
Second clearance.
Do have the speed of Quartararo. Found themselves in the wrong positions on the grid.
Farewell to majestic Mogello for Valentino Rossi. It could well. I had to be really late on the brakes to get the whole shot in. Close quarter combat right at the beginning of this race. 17 seconds adrift of Fabio Quartararo already.
We're halfway through.
That's creeping down as well to 1.3 seconds. Mir was much quicker. Power MotoGP Moto leading by 3 seconds. He's just slackened off in it again. Steve, is this a sorry farewell to majestic Mogello for Valentino? We know traditionally last 10 laps he's brilliant, he's super. Shinichi for the 42-year-old, but at the moment 17 seconds adrift of Fab.
If you look at these two on screen, also there's another KTM.
Very short this Simon as the 300 horsepower MotoGP Moto leading.
The KTM has the hard front because it needs that.
For that, Simon was.
Well, that's last time around, and Mir, we know traditionally last 10 laps,
because the Suzuki boys now are right on top of Zarco here and Miguel Oliveira.
It's going to come on strong in the latter third of this Grand. There now for you.
It has, guys. Thank you.
A new 3-year contract with the 24 at least. Yeah, Mir's got that gap now.
Zarco, and I mean, if you look at these two on screen.
Who's in 10th place, trying to keep the Kelly Piro behind him
in the smaller class.
Sunday man players. Plus, the KTM has the hard front because it.
That pace has just improved again. Likewise, Oleh Espargaro. The gap to try and fight Quartararo without front, because the Suzuki boys now are right on top.
He's just nowhere on the Repsol Honda. HASIL to get in the 47s at the moment. 48. Atibos looks on. It's been a good weekend for them, signing a new 3-year contract with the 20
to San Donato, turn 1. These are the guys fighting for second. T4, yes.
And then coming up for Maverick Vinales, who's in 10th place, trying to keep the edge. Their trouble coming his way, though, post-race for the pre-race incident with Anea Bastianini. We know the stewards
good to see him back up there. 2 KTMs at the moment inside the pace has just improved again.
The hill going towards turn 2. He was just
at the moment, though, Zarco.
Mugello misery coming the way of Espargaro, Steve. He's just nowhere on the Repsol Honda. HASIL to get.
Who crashed whilst leading here in Mugello. If you're just tuning in, will go down.
18th spot.
Start finish straight in the approach to San Donato, turn 1. Joan's rider.
Yeah, and the two Suzukis are starting to look really menacing, aren't they? Particularly in the
10. Not really an awful lot of answers by the end.
Their trouble coming his way, though, post-race for the position for him in MotoGP, but thrown at him by Oliveira. It's coming in the Catty's grunt off the corner, up the hill, going towards turn 2. He was just
Joan Zarco. He's certainly pretty close to him. The moment Ducati just enough to make. He's found second overall. Pecco Bagnaia, who crashed whilst leading.
Have the advantage, I mean, over the Ducati.
Chip as it stands. Miguel Oliveira is as close to Joan's rider.
Yeah, and the two Suzukis are starting.
Teddy and Joan Mir this weekend. Alex Rins was the Suzuki.
It would be an 8th runner-up position for him in MotoGP, but there's a Miller, and since that point, with a clear track ahead of him, he's still consistent.
Oliveira get into the slipstream of Joan Zarco. He's certainly pretty close to it. The KTM moves up into second, and now Joan Zarco is in real trouble.
Yes, guys, when I said have
on that 300 horsepower underneath him, he's straight.
Zarco just looks like at the moment, which is interesting. Frankie Carcetti and Joan Mir this week, turn 1. He holds on to second spot.
Yeah, we've seen this weekend with that better right corner, the KTM, when he finally found a way through on Rins and Miller. And since that point, that's it down the years. There's nothing wrong with the poke of that KTM.
Beautifully, that was great. He had to do that. The KTM moves up into second, and now break free of the Suzukis, because
yeah, Mir will see stage of the race. At least he's going to be able to rely on that 300 horsepower underneath him. He's done that 2 or 3 times already in this race. Into turn 11, up the Oliveira for second.
But still, Oliveira outbreaks him into turn 1. He holds on to second spot.
Yeah, we've seen
Again, we've got the start-finish straight coming up shortly.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, Steve? As well, in fact, they've been a match for Ducati down the years. There's nothing wrong with the Alex Rins to try and find a way through quick.
Johann Zarco was miles behind. He's not close enough. The KTM of Miguel Oliveira to try and break free of the Suzukis, because Diablo, look at that.
Totally different league. Operate break. Daylight. It was that classic Mir move, though. He's done that 2 or 3 times already in this race. And can you believe it? We came into this Grand Prix thinking that, oh, that's Rins, beautiful.
Alex Rins now to do something similar. Again, we've got the start-finish
Odin lockout in Grand Prix history.
right now. You see the damage from where
brute horsepower of the Ducati. Now the onus on Alex Rins to try and find a way through quick.
But wow, that's got to be looked at now. And so now, Fabio Quartararo, El Diablo, look at that. Total several podium yet this year. They've got 5 laps coming up to try.
Them on, brilliant in Portimao, super. And can you believe it? We came into this hunting ground here. Zarco in hot for him in terms of the battle with Alex Rins. He's going to be thinking this could be the first ever Ducati podium lockout in Grand Prix history.
Right now, 15th place on the grid.
It's getting worse for Pol Espargaro as well. He's just been picked out down in 5th.
That's not affected. Giannini is okay. But
like at the Barcelona, Catalonia was Pol Espargaro, but this has been a very, very difficult
rating earlier on. But he might not be several podium yet this year. Quartararo in terms of the championship, there you see Zarco and Bagnaia would be locked on points heading into
It's not been a particularly happy hunting ground here. Zarco in better. Just even one more row and it'd be a difference.
Oh, Rins has made another.
In hot for him in terms of the battle with Alex Rins. Wins it yet again. Can you believe it? A 4th consecutive
for starting 15th place on the grid.
It's getting worse for Pol Espargaro as well. He's just been picked up without troubling the point scoring places for him inside that factory Suzuki garage. Going home to Barcelona, at the Barcelona, Catalonia was Pol Espargaro, but this has been a very...
And Joan Mir just in the background there. Then Zarco at the moment holding a row. Sands of Quartararo in terms of the championship, there you see Zarco and Bagnaia would be locked on. This feeling that maybe Alex Rins had put all of those demons to bed, that this was
the DNF for him. There's going to be questions asked pretty soon, because that...
And he hunt down a brilliant Miguel. Up towards we go, turn
Kagami is
turn 14. That's Biondetti 2, isn't it?
For him. There's going to be questions asked pretty soon, because that race is
out of this race here in Italy. Valentino Rossi, he's got Leccaona and Danilo Petrucci. Turn 14. That's Biondetti 2, isn't it?
A big dust cloud kicked up.
He's here in Italy. Valentino Rossi, he's got Leccaona and Danilo Petrucci up ahead of him now. The speed advantage challenge Leccaona in the battle for 10th place, so there could be a top.
A big dust cloud kicked up after.
In the meantime, out front, Miguel Oliveira, place that we go to live now. On to challenge Leccaona in the battle for 10th place, so there could be a top 10 on offer here.
Fast down that start-finish straight. You can't rely on a slipstream.
In the meantime, out front, Miguel Oliveira, place that we go to live now.
Levels edge grip, what can win here as well. That crash for Rins, kind of down that start-finish straight. You can't rely on a slipstream. In the fast and flying
Raro, though, he's been utterly flawless here today.
He was back in 2008. That record looked at what can win here as well. That crash for Rins, kind of galvanised him.
It looks like here to be able to fight for those podium positions. He's been utterly flawless here today.
He was back in 2008. That record looked like it's going to be beaten.
That arm drained in 7th place. That's a great result for Aprilia again here.
Yeah, another.
It looks like here to be able to fight for those podium positions.
Well,
the Grand Prix of Catalonia, by the way, a circuit he adores. But who takes 2nd and 3rd? Does Macr in 7th place? That's a great result for Aprilia again here.
Yeah, another solid top 10. Marginally quicker on that last lap than Mir by about 1/10 of a second.
Catalonia, by the way, a circuit he adores. But who takes 2nd and 3rd? Does Miguel Oliveira hold? You know, if Zarco is on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, we've seen him have a few problems with quicker on that last lap than Mir by about 1/10 of a second. Himself
had a top 10 so far this year. He's trying to find a way through. He is on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, we've seen him have a few problems with wheel spin coming. Oliveira into the last corner. That's surely it into Pacini. He hasn't got the speed.
10 so far this year. He's trying to find a way through. He fancied a look there.
As has Fab. Another Mogello masterclass from this man.
Absolutely fantastic.
Into the last corner. That's surely it into Pacini. He hasn't got the speed and he's not going to be close.
Is for Jason de Pasquier. Third, Zarco. Fourth, Binder takes Fab.
Another Mogello masterclass from this man.
Absolutely fantastic. Fabio.
Tom, the close friend of Fabio Quartararo there, holding the Swiss national.
Jason de Pasquier. Third, Zarco. Fourth, Binder takes fifth. Miller flooding out now. So difficult for these Moto.
Close friend of Fabio Quartararo there, holding the Swiss national sticker
so far today. And he's going to lose second. Massimo Meregali, what a ride by his man.